This tutorial will teach you how to use ILLiad to process requests for articles that we borrow from other libraries on behalf of Texas A&M University San Antonio patrons. The first step in the process of borrowing articles is to move the article request from the awaiting copyright clearance status. To do this, you must double-click on the awaiting copyright clearance queue. Then double-click on the first transaction. Check the document type to see if the request is for an article or a book chapter. If the request is for a book chapter, close it to get back to the copyright clearance screen. Make sure the book chapter request is highlighted, then click No Problem to move it to the awaiting request processing queue. If the request is for an article, check the journal title for accuracy and verify that the rest citation is correct and in the correct fields. You can do this by searching the library's catalog or performing a Google search. Notice that there is a Google search tab within the ILLiad request that will allow you to search Google without leaving ILLiad. Next, check to see if we own the article or if the article is available for free online. To determine if we own the article, you will follow the steps shown in the video in Section 6 of this Blackboard course titled How to Find a Journal Article from a Citation. You should also search Google to see if the article is available online for free. Searching Google with the article title is usually easiest. If we have access to the article, cancel the request, making sure both the Send Notification and Edit Notification boxes are checked, and the Edit email with the information for locating the article. A sample ILL article cancellation email message can be found on the iDrive. You may use the sample, but make sure to edit it according to your request. If you find the article online for free, click Cancel Request, making sure the Send and Edit email notification boxes are checked, and in the cancellation email include the URL where the article can be located. Unfortunately, you cannot attach files to cancellation emails in ILLiad. If we do not have access to the article and it is not available for free, close the request and repeat these same steps for all other article requests in the awaiting copyright clearance queue. After you have finished verifying that we don't own the articles and that they are not available online for free, you need to remove the remaining requests from the copyright clearance queue. To do this, click Auto Select No Problem. This will automatically highlight all transactions that are for requests more than 5 years old. Click No Problem to move these requests into the Awaiting Request Processing queue. Highlight one by one each of the remaining transactions. For each one, check the box in the lower right corner to verify that permission is granted. If the box says granted, verify that the journal title is not in the journal title box on the right side of the screen. In our example screenshot, you will see that there are currently no journal titles in this list. If the title is not in the list, highlight the transaction and click No Problem. If the title is in the list, highlight the correct title in the list at the bottom of the screen and click Save CCC Information. Journal titles in this list at the right are titles that exceed the fair use limit and consequently require us to pay a royalty fee for use. If the right box says contact right holder directly or denied, the publisher must be contacted. First, verify that the journal title is not in the journal title list on the right-hand side. If it is, highlight the correct title in the list at the bottom of the screen and click Save CCC Information as shown in the previous slide. You can use the same title list in the lower half of the copyright clearancing processing window to find the publisher. Contact the publisher by telephone or email to ask to borrow the article. The Public Services Manager can help you draft your first few emails to the publisher and can provide you with a template. Double-click on the request to open it and route the request to the Contact Right Holder directly or Copyright Denied queue as appropriate. Wait for the response from the publisher. When we hear back from the publisher that permission is granted to borrow the article, double-click on the transaction to open it. Remember, it will be either in the Contact Right Holder directly or Copyright Denied queue. Check the Copyright tab in the middle of the page. In the blank box under where it says Copyright, enter a brief message indicating the method of contact and that permission was granted. Click the floppy disk at the top left corner of the page to save the changes. If a written notification is provided via email, please forward the email to the Public Services Manager and print a hard copy of it for the Public Services Manager as well. Write the transaction number or ILL number on the document before giving it to the Public Services Manager. Route the request to the awaiting request processing queue. If after some time permission is not granted for those in the contact right holders directly or copyright denied queues, open the transaction in the appropriate queue. Cancel the request and choose Other as your reason. In the second line of the cancellation box, enter a note stating that the copyright was denied for the article and we are unable to borrow it. Make sure the Send Notification box is checked and click Cancel Request. Once all articles have cleared copyright, they will be in the Awaiting Request Processing queue. Double-click on the Awaiting Request Processing queue. Double-click on the first transaction and click the OCLC tab. Find the correct journal title with the most holdings and double-click it. Make sure that the ISSN of the record you select matches the ISSN on the patron's request. This is found in the standard number column. Click the lower half of the Holdings button. Hover your mouse over the Custom Holding and Path 1. This will pull up potential lenders who participate in our carrier system, who lend for free. For example, LVIS libraries lend for free. Lenders will automatically be selected and added into the Selected Lender box at the right of the screen. Verify that the lenders that were selected have holdings that include the date and volume of the patron's request. If there are no holdings or the lender does not have the date and volume needed, highlight the lender in the Selected Lender box and click Delete to remove the institution. For example, in our request, we need volume 43 from 2015. You can see that AFU and LLM do not have the volume or year we need. We could, however, try TXK and IYU, since it looks like their holdings start at 1973 and continue to the present. Please note that clicking clear will remove all lenders in the box. You can change the order of the selected lenders by clicking on and dragging their institution codes. The goal is to send out requests with at least 5 lending libraries, but you can select up to 15 libraries. If you don't get at least 5 libraries by selecting Path 1, do the following. Click on the lower half of the Holdings button at the top of the page. Click on Regional or All. In the resulting list of lenders, right-click on the lender and then select Policies Dictionary. You should also be able to hover your mouse over the lender symbol to see their policies. Check to see if the lender charges for photocopies. If they do not charge, close the Policy Dictionary, double-click the lender to add it to the selected lender box, and continue to add lenders who don't charge until you get at least 5 libraries. If necessary, the library is willing to pay for articles, so please consult with the Public Services Manager if there are no free lenders. It's okay to send out a request with less than 5 free lenders before sending the request to libraries that charge. Once you select your lenders, click the Create Work Form below the selected lender box. Make sure the Need Before date is set at +30. Click Send Request located at the top right. Click Request Sent to the left of the screen. Click the Refresh button at the top of the page and repeat the steps involved with selecting lenders for any remaining articles requests in the awaiting request processing queue. This concludes the tutorial illustrating how to borrow articles in ILLiad. If you have any questions about the information presented in this tutorial, please ask the Public Services Manager or any member of the Public Services staff.